Please, for the love of God, sell your Dogecoin now at 36 cents. I do not pretend to have a crystal ball. I don't pretend to know where the price is going. But I've been in crypto for long enough to be able to identify extreme situations. And Dogecoin is definitely at a very, very extreme level right now. Now, in this video, I want to show charts that you have probably never seen of Doge. We are not going to look at the US dollar chart. We're going to look at dominance charts. We're going to look at relative valuation charts to Bitcoin and to Ethereum. And when we look at this and we combine all of those findings, it really doesn't look that great. Now, this is where we are currently at, and this is the chart everybody looks at. Dogecoin is at 36 cents and it went up by more than 200% in the last month. And it almost hit an all-time high recently. It's very close to its initial trading price from June 2021. Now, this is not the first video on Doge on this channel. I published one a few days ago and we looked at this chart here. This is the Doge dominance, or how much percent of the entire cryptocurrency market cap is in Doge. Historically, we had been higher at roughly 4%. We then crashed down quite a bit by 80% in terms of relevance to less than 1% of all of crypto being Doge. And it appears as if we are hitting a resistance over here. Now, does this line have to hold? Of course it doesn't, but it is another potential signal that the air might be getting thin. But let's compare more. This chart shows the relative valuation of Doge to Bitcoin. So it compares, had you bought Dogecoin or Bitcoin, what would have performed better? And for the last year, there wasn't really a big difference between Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Both performed well. But with this recent rally, we've seen an outperformance of almost 200%. Now, unfortunately, this current rally looks very similar to what we have seen in the past. Let's just overlay. Is there a bit more upside potential? Yeah, maybe. It's maybe a potential reward of 16%, but a potential value destruction of 66, maybe even 75%. Now, the comparison to Bitcoin is probably not the best because Dogecoin actually is not that well correlated to Bitcoin. It's more correlated to the other altcoins. It's more correlated to Ethereum, for example. When there's more correlation between two assets, it means that the two assets tend to move more in sync with one another. So when one asset goes up, the other asset tends to go up as well, and vice versa. Now, this connection isn't as strong for Dogecoin to Bitcoin compared to Dogecoin to Ethereum. That hints that the factors that influence the price might be more common between Ethereum and Dogecoin. In other words, maybe Dogecoin competes for similar kinds of capital that Ethereum is made for. Let me show you what I mean. This is a correlation coefficient between different crypto assets. And whenever the correlation coefficient is close to 1, it means that the assets move very much in sync to one another. When it's at 0, there is no connection. Now check this out. The correlation coefficient of Dogecoin to Ethereum is 0.59, while the correlation coefficient of Dogecoin to Bitcoin is only 0.44. This is for the 90-day correlation, and over time we can see, especially in the recent past, there is quite a bit of a connection, especially when we look at this at the 1-year correlation coefficient. Ethereum and Dogecoin tend to move in the same ways. Bitcoin and Dogecoin has a smaller correlation coefficient. And so instead of comparing Dogecoin to Bitcoin, let's compare Dogecoin to Ethereum. And that's then the chart that we get. We see a somewhat stable trading range, also a somewhat tight trading range. We sometimes break out above or below, but most of the time we are in that trading range. Now, there is one problem here, and that's a connection between attention, trading volume, and price. The more attention there is on an asset, the higher the price goes. The problem in crypto is that attention moves from asset to asset. The attention doesn't stay on Dogecoin forever. It might move to the next token at some point. And so just let me show you what I mean. This is the trading volume over time. And have a look at what happens when the trading volume spikes. For example, over here or over here. We might still see a subsequent short squeeze. Sometimes that short squeeze can exceed the prior high, and sometimes it doesn't. But after that squeeze, we pretty much go straight down. And so I believe that's very likely going to happen for Doge yet again. Now let's say you don't trust in those charts. Let's say you're still bullish on Doge, or let's say you only want to take part of the profit and you still want to ride this wave for a bit longer. What kind of upside potential is there realistically speaking? How much more outperformance can we get? Now it's important to think in terms of outperformance, because if you simply just mirror the performance of Bitcoin, then why even own Dogecoin? Dogecoin is much more risky than Bitcoin. If you don't get that risk compensated, then there's no reason to hold Doge. Then simply just buy Bitcoin. So more risk should equal more reward. Now, how much potential reward for Dogecoin is there now? Have a look at the market caps. Dogecoin is now at a market cap of 53 billion. If it was to double, it would be larger than Solana. There's plenty of people that call for a Dogecoin at $1, but is that likely going to happen? Is Dogecoin going to have a larger market cap compared to Tether, which is the largest of the stablecoins? Even after a doubling from here, right? Even with a Dogecoin at 70 cents, Solana would be smaller. And Solana generates a ton of trading volume and revenue. In the last 24 hours, we have seen 6 billion worth of trading volume on Solana. And that currently generates more than 2 million every single day in trading fees. Is Dogecoin long-term really worth that much? Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against meme coins, but I do believe that there's better opportunities in the meme coin market now. Meme coins are actually one of the best performing assets in crypto right now. The Elon Musk inspired tokens went up by more than 114% in the last week. The Pump.fun ecosystem, which is a launchpad on Solana, went up by 113%. The dog themed tokens went up by 82%. It's all memes, it's all risk on capital. But what kind of memes do so well? It's the memes that don't yet have billions above billions of market cap. It's the smaller tokens that do better. For example, here, the ACT token went up by 2000% in the last week. We talked about this on this channel as well. It's got a market cap of $500 million. Or here, Peanut, now at 800 million, went up by 677%. Peanut is currently at 88 cents per token. And we got a buying alert for Peanut when it was still at 3 cents. So check this out. Stan Crypto bought Peanut for 3 cents. Crypto Banter did the same. That was on November 3rd. How did we get those signals? Through tracking of crypto wallets. So the blockchain is 100% transparent. We can actually know what kind of wallet buys what and sells what at what point in time. Now the art in all of this is to find what influencer or what kind of market maker owns what wallet. Once we have that knowledge of who owns what, we can get signals. And we did a lot of research. We've got 33 wallets by Crypto Banter alone. In total, we track more than 400 wallets. Here's the YouTube channel of Crypto Banter. They've got more than 1 million subscribers. They definitely move markets. And so I made an entire video course on just how to find wallets, how to then afterwards track them, and how to then subsequently interpret the signals from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. It's down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. There are not just tutorials on wallet tracking, there's also tutorials on on-chain analytics, on plotting relative valuation charts, on portfolio management, on diversification, etc. It's all up for your binge watching. It's all up for your education. And so once we've got a signal, we of course also discuss when to buy, when to sell in dedicated groups in premium. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't make money or in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first 7 days and I will refund you 100%. There's zero risk for you. I am not saying that Dogecoin has to crash tomorrow, but what I am saying is that the risk to reward is not worth it. The real rewards are in the smaller tokens, and AI and meme coins are definitely now on the run. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.